Welcome to Ready IB, the one and only podcast made to help both you and us to survive the IB program. This is Porya, and we are here with
Ben,
William,
and Jonathan.
And we have Parsa, of course, to help us with the IT and these new, even longer cables, our new mixer, sound card, everything.
These are so good though.
It looks really cool.
And
it's new microphones.
Yeah, as you can guess, it confuses all of us except him. So thank you for doing all this. And we're so happy to be here and we're making Radio IB episode 2. What, guys? What do you think?
Episode 2. I mean, we're going far.
Yeah.
Let's hope we don't flop already.
We're going places.
All right, shall we get started then?
Yes.
How's life going for you guys?
I'm tired. I'm trying really hard to not move my fingers. I was told make less background sound next time.
I'll try not to breathe into the microphone as well.
Yeah.
Someone might have done that. I don't know who though. I don't know.
Yeah, just stop breathing.
I'll try not to.
I heard when we're breathing, we're actually just breathing in a bunch of fumes, and that's why we see everything. So just stop breathing, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll stop having
I'll
the
see
bugs.
life. Darkness.
What do you guys think about our new equipment? We have a new baby over there. Our new sound card. And we have all this.
Right.
Yeah, and we have all these microphones. What do you guys think?
Again, like it. It
Wonderful.
looks professional. It looks
I don't
good.
think there's much to say except yes, please.
Yeah, because Parsa and I had to strengthen our negotiation skills to borrow these from the school. We had to talk to hundreds of people to get this.
I heard there was a lot to go
Yeah,
through.
we've been through hell. But anyways,
Welcome to life.
welcome to life. Yeah, sure. Ben, tell us about the upcoming tests and assignments. please.
Yeah, I will do. So on the 5th of October, Math AAHL has a log test. So this is on the Tuesday. We have a bio test. This is group 1. On the 6th of October, which is Wednesday. So this is eukaryotes, prokaryotes, mitosis, etc. Just everything we've covered up to that point. We also have a chemistry test on the 7th of October, which is Thursday, both group 1 and group 2. And there's also a bio test on the 7th of October, which is Thursday for group 2. Then there's an English quiz on the 7th of October, which is Thursday. And that is for Miss White's literature group.
Yes, indeed it is, because I know that I have to study for it.
Yeah.
It's a busy week. Week 40.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot of things. You can just relax, Jonathan.
Yeah,
you're sitting
so
stiff.
man.
You're sitting so stiff. All right, stage is yours.
All right then. As this is the first proper installment of Study Tips, I will start off with something that is a very fundamental and seemingly obvious aspect of studying, but one that I think is of vital importance. That is, everyone studies differently. The optimal way to approach and manage your studies will really vary from person to person. Now, I can guarantee you that no one's optimal study method will involve prolonged periods of procrastination and constant distraction from your mobile phone. But whether you, for example, work best alone or with a study partner, or you work best in the morning or evening, will be different from person to person. But one thing is for sure, I can't just tell you all how I study and expect that to work for everyone. So the first real tip I want to give you all is to really pay attention to this. How do you study best? What type of environment or atmosphere do you need? What is your most effective memorization technique, and how can you find motivation to work? I will try to give multiple solutions to the aforementioned problems, but it's really up to you to try new things and find out what works best for you.
Yeah. So do you guys have a unique study habit that you do all the time while
I
studying?
don't know if it's unique, really. It's just that, I try to have during the actual proper work week, I sort of see it as a work week, and I try to have my work ongoing all the time. So it never really grows old during the actual week where I've learned it, and I try to have it fresh all the time. Because the best way that I learn in is usually by doing it all over and over and over again until, it sticks, basically.
I'd have to agree with that. For English specifically, with like Quizlet, I think I figured out the best way for me to study, and that is by taking the terms which we need to study and solely writing the definitions, because then you're actively trying to understand the definitions and you're actively involved in them.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, like using them in words, for example, or in sentences, rather.
So we found a Quizlet superfan.
Yeah, it's great. It is great.
You've put out several Quizlets onto the WhatsApp group. Been useful.
Yeah, I have. But I mean, what was it? Our latest English quiz. What was that? Who posted that?
That was Arvid who did. Yeah.
Arvid,
Yeah.
that's right.
Arvid did
Arvid,
that
yeah.
for us.
Sorry.
Good job, Arvid.
I'm
Thanks,
for some reason
man.
I'm forgetting names. I don't know, but yeah, thank you a lot, Arvid. It was some great.
Just candid compliment to Arvid in the middle
Yes.
of the podcast. Very nice.
Well, I mean,
yeah, he
might
helped
as
out
well
everyone.
pass around the appreciation.
Yeah, I mean, let's get back to the question. But for me, I mean, it's not something I do while studying. It's just this mentality that I have when it comes to test assignments. Is that, I mean, tests are hard. They take a lot of time to study, and it can be stressful. But the truth is, I've spent a couple of days or weeks preparing for an exam. I've known that I've studied my best, and I've put in the hours. I've put in the effort. If a bunch of questions come up that I've never seen the material before, that's life, right? And if I don't do so well, that's okay. I've already done everything that I can in my power to put myself in the best position to do well. It's just this mentality that I have, and it helps me sometimes de-stress. Of course, I'm nervous for all the assignments, but it helps me de-stress and prepare better for upcoming like tests, assignments, etc.
So you try your best and see what happens. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Of course, I blame myself if I screw up.
I feel like we all do that, though. Right?
Yeah. But I know that I've put the effort in, and it's not that I haven't tried hard enough. It's just life that happens. I have the knowledge in me. That's what it counts, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you then learn from the mistakes that you did on a test and you do better next time, there's gonna be no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think of myself as having quite a few unique study habits, I guess, but you'll be hearing all of them in due course, so I'll keep my mouth shut.
That's great. We're looking forward to it.
Nice.
Of course.
You guys have anything else to add, or should we move on?
No, I'm done.
All right. William.
All right, so it's my turn once again. William right here. Anyways, today I was thinking that we could bring up a slightly humorous but maybe a little scary topic. It's a sort of philosophical thought experiment, usually dubbed as philosophical zombies, which is basically about... You can sort of say it's about what if you're the only actual person that actually has consciousness, and everyone else and every other animal and every other things that's going around, it's all about those things don't actually have consciousness. You're the only thing with consciousness. It's usually called solipsism, believing that you're the sort of center of the universe in that sort of sense, because you're the only actual thinking thing.
I cannot tell you how many times I've thought about that.
You have?
Yeah, well, yeah, I have, because it's like you don't know how other people literally see the world, because you see it one way, but if other people's perspectives and maybe even just the way how they literally see light, like changes the way that they see their surroundings. So the way that you see the world can just be completely unique to you.
Yeah, of course, definitely. That's a big problem, and just everything in general, that there's a sort of subjectivity to things, which often is what many thinkers want to avoid.
From what I've heard, you often say that babies or children have that type of view. Well, to them, they're the only thing that exists and is important. But one thing that's unique about us humans is that we get empathy. We have the ability for empathy, be able to sort of think about how it is for other people. And that's the kind of counter.
So you mean that due to us having empathy, that can't be the case? Or?
Well, no, more that's... The reason why we don't believe that is kind of through empathy, the ability to try to put ourselves in other people's shoes and see it through their perspective. That in itself is us thinking that there are other consciousness.
Yeah, of course, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's more of a thought experiment to see whether it could be the case, I guess, is the idea. Because there are some thinkers who have decided to go on an entirely solipsistic course, which means that, like I think I mentioned it earlier, essentially that you're the sort of center of the universe, like you said, a baby thinks.
Couldn't this also bring up the question of like how to measure or define consciousness?
I mean, yeah, of course. I guess this one assumes that no one else has any of it, and you have all of it, I guess.
Let's go.
Well, one thing I can say for certain is that's how my cat thinks. She definitely sees us as her peasants.
Well, cats are different. I mean, they've been praised by Egyptians for so long. I mean, they've just got royalty in their blood. They're used to being
my
served.
cat especially. You should see how she looks at us sometimes. Come here, peasant.
Petty humans.
Cats have a tendency to do that, don't they?
But dogs, it's kind of opposite for dogs,
Oh
really.
no, dogs! And my dog is a legend. My dog is a legend. Just
He's so
out of
energetic,
this
though.
world. It's crazy. He never stops moving.
As he should. He's like a shark, you know. If he stops moving, he dies.
Live life to
Wow,
the fullest.
That was deeper than I was hoping for. Wait, sure, okay. Yeah, I mean he's so energetic. He's cute. He's really cute. I think.
Can
I hope
confirm.
so.
But
But,
he is.
yeah, but it's chaos.
Does this disprove the thought experiment because he's cute? I mean, I'd like to agree that that's the case.
A cute puppy just it neutralizes every threat and everything, and it's the best counter argument.
Any skeptical dad,
Yeah,
all of it
just
gone
anything.
in a minute.
Just a cute puppy will
that's
do
true.
anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Just
can
drama's
follow that
happening. Just
argument.
put in the puppy. We gotta
Just
go.
put in the puppy over there. Yeah.
Well, if we should go back to what we were talking about last week, where William was saying, can't remember exactly what it was called, I'm pretty bad at remembering these names, but where you think that it's wrong to do something which whole of society can't do. And you can follow that logic here. If everyone thought that they were the center of the universe, the only thing existing, imagine how we would treat others. That wouldn't work for the whole of society. So you can say, whether or not it's true, it's not something we should believe is true.
Well, yeah, if you want to follow the thing I talked about last time called, I don't think I mentioned what it was called, but it's actually called the categorical imperative. An imperative means, well, it's a sense of a sentence, which just means that it's something you have to do, or someone is telling something to do something. And this imperative tells you to do what you can universalize.
Mm-hmm. And just to add on to what Jonathan said about how if everybody thinks that they're the center of the universe and how if you can't apply it universally, like you shouldn't do it. I mean, if everybody thinks they're the center of the universe, that basically just degenerates or destroys hierarchy because everybody thinks that they're at the very top, which makes everybody level. Which
Well,
I mean,
yeah, I guess you can definitely say
I mean,
that.
because like the thing with, I mean, this might be off topic, but the thing with communism is that they kind of just tried to make everybody equal, right? But which means that they destroyed hierarchy, which means that it's hard to do resource allocation and other things, like the things we've learned from economics, if you don't know about that. Which means that society just breaks down because there's no evidence system of who will go first.
That is actually what they want in the Communist Manifesto. That's what they talk about.
And that didn't work.
Yeah, I feel like we got somewhere. Or
Don't
what do
know
you guys
where
think?
exactly.
I don't know
I
where
don't know
exactly.
if there's
but
a proper conclusion we can do to this, but perhaps if we can use the same sort of thought lines we used last week and say that, well, maybe it's perhaps bad to even consider the idea. Though I think it's interesting, and I brought it up mostly because it's humorous. It's literally called philosophical zombies. I feel like that was humorous when they figured it out, but you know.
World
Wow,
War Z.
philosophers with humor. Never heard of it.
all right, guys.
Thanks, William.
Thank you for the question of the week.
No problem.
And thank you guys for this nice discussion, the information, all the help. And thank you for listening. We got a lot of positive feedback after our first episode, and we're super grateful. Please follow our Instagram page. It's called Official Radio IB for upcoming events, new episodes. If you have any feedback or comment, you can always contact us there. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Radio IB, to never miss when a new episode is dropped.
There are multiple places you can listen to the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. RSS.com. That's we'll also publish our episodes there, and also Spotify.
Yeah, exactly.
But our account is not is yet there. Is not verified.
It's not verified yet.
No,
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
verified. Yeah, it's gonna take time for it to appear.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you want to show up in the podcast, if you want to be somebody who we interview or talk with or be present at the podcast, just DM the Radio IB Instagram account. But make sure that you have something that you want to say or a topic that you want to discuss, and make sure that it's somewhat school appropriate, because that way, well, I mean, we can continue doing this podcast.
Well, so some of the topics that have been suggested thus far were perhaps not entirely
and they can
fitting.
easily get us banned on YouTube as well.
Maybe we just can interview them about their lives. How did they get here?
How about that? A
We're-
life history
yeah.
interview.
We're
Yeah.
open for ideas. Just,
Yeah,
but
just send what you'd like to see. Also, not to say that some of the topics that were sent in aren't interesting. It's just that we don't want to get banned.
yeah, yeah. Do you guys have anything else, or is time to say goodbye?
No, that was basically it. I mean, I was gonna say essentially what Ben just said, so we're all done, I think.
Wonderful. Until next time, have a nice day.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.